Hey, I'm Dinah from Money Boss Mama. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the top reasons why your budget is always failing, aka why it sucks. So before we do that, you know the routine. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and let's get into number one. The first reason why your budget sucks is because you are not being realistic about what you actually spend. So when creating our budget, sometimes we like to put down what we'd like to spend versus what we are actually spending. If you know that you typically spend $200 on groceries each month, but you swear that you can get it down to $150, like it just makes you feel better to put down $150 versus $200, you are setting yourself up for failure because you are most likely going to overspend and it is going to negatively affect your other budget categories. So it's going to be like a domino effect because you may be having to pull from other budget categories to make up for that money that you overspent, and then it's going to be really hard to get yourself back on track when it comes to your next pay period. Creating your budget, you have to be realistic. It's not about what looks good on paper. It is about what you actually spend and using your actual numbers and making them work for you. Another reason why your budget sucks is because you are guessing on the amount of your expenses. So budgeting, it can get tricky when it comes to those expenses that are not the same each month. And if you just simply guess on how much to allocate to those expenses, then guess what? Your budget is going to fail. But an easy way to figure out how much to actually apply to each expense is to track your spending. So you can gather your last 3 bank statements, and with each statement you are going to categorize each transaction. If you see a transaction that says Wendy's or McDonald's, you know that's fast food, so that would be a fast food category. And then you will add up each category in each transaction. Let's say you spent $150 in statement number 1, $150 again for statement number 2, and $100 on food in statement number 3. So adding these all together, that would be $400. And dividing that by 3 to find the average, that would come out to be, $133. So you can use this average as the amount that you put in your budget, or you can use this amount as simply a guideline. For those expenses that fluctuate based on usage, like your electric bill, you want to be sure that you leave enough wiggle room. So you want to add at least $10 to $50 extra, just depending on the type of expense that it is. And the cool thing with this is that during the times that you come under budget, the amount that you saved actually acts as a safety net, and you can use those funds that you saved during the times you came under to help you pay for the bills that are over what you've budgeted. So they kind of just offset each other. Another reason why your budget sucks or is not working is because you lack commitment. Money management is very behavioral based, and our spending is deeply intertwined with our emotions. So if you tell yourself that you're going to bring your lunch every day of the week, you're not going to eat out, but the second your coworker comes to you and asks you if you want to go grab a bite to eat at the nearest restaurant, and you say yes and leave your food in the refrigerator, you are probably going to blow your budget. And sticking to your budget, it takes commitment. You have to be committed to the amount that you have designated for each expense. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And it takes dedication to say no to things, but it's needed if you want to achieve your financial goals and make the spending plan work for you. And every month is not going to be perfect, but you have to commit to dusting yourself off and starting over, forgiving yourself, and just continue on. And if you need to go back and make tweaks, that's fine, but you have to stay committed to these amounts that you've set for yourself. Another reason why your budget sucks is because you are not being strategic with your spendable income. And your spendable income is the amount of money you have remaining after your expenses are subtracted from your income. So I like to use what's called the zero-based budgeting method, and this is when you give every dollar a specific job. So let's say that you have $100 remaining after you subtract your expenses from your income. Instead of just leaving this $100 out to hang out on your budget sheet, you decide to break it up. So you add $50 to your savings contributions and you add $50 to increase your credit card debt payments. This will leave your spendable income at $0. This means that every dollar has a specific job. And when every dollar has a specific job, then it just reduces confusion as to what goes where, and it reduces the chance of you using money that belonged elsewhere, because you know exactly how much you have to spend on every single expense. Another reason why your budget is not working is because you are not setting aside money for yourself. And I know that it sounds really crazy to say do for yourself when you're speaking about budgets, because budgets have a bad reputation. Whenever someone hears that you are on a budget, they think that you are cheap. They think that you don't have any fun, that you're really strict, but in reality, you are just telling your money what to do, and you like to track your expenses and your income. That's it. Being miserable is not the way to go, and I have said that in numerous videos that I posted. But when it comes to budgeting, a lot of people think that depriving yourself is going to make you succeed. If you don't have some type of entertainment or personal funds, then you are setting yourself up to fail. You are setting yourself up to sporadically overspend. And it's like whenever you are trying to lose weight and you decide that you are going to stop eating, you think that you're doing the right thing, but in turn you are setting yourself up to gain more weight. And it's the same with spending, because if you deprive yourself, the second you allow yourself to spend, you are not going to be able to stop. And I did this in my beginner days because I thought this was the way to go. So I deprived myself, and I was so miserable and deprived that whenever I went out to spend, so I would just go to the store to buy necessities like toothpaste, but it gave me that joy that I had removed from my budget, so much so that I liked how it felt and I wanted to keep spending, so I would keep adding stuff to my cart. So go back to your budget and see if you can add in any extra funds for entertainment. Remember that fun does not have to be costly. Just simply ordering takeout once a week may be the boost that you need to keep yourself going and to keep yourself on track. Remember that there is no such thing as a perfect budget, but you should still be able to get to a point where your budget is stable and it becomes second nature. If you are someone who consistently comes over budget and you are just really struggling to stay on track, then go back through your budget using these tips to see what maybe you can adjust to make it a lot better. And if you are someone who struggles with impulsive spending, then a few weeks ago I did post a video just giving you tips on how you can reduce your spending to stay on track so that you can achieve your financial goals. But if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys all next week.